What's kicking, losers and buttholes? This is Miles Phillips with the Most Best Podcast, coming at you in the most best way. Let's see here. The temperature is currently 55 degrees. The time is 10:10 p.m. This has been the coldest week here in Sarasota, Florida. I believe it's been the coldest week ever here in Sarasota, Florida. People are freaking out. It was colder earlier this week, but I mean, it hasn't been that cold compared to when I was living in Nebraska, but so far it's been pretty difficult for me, I will admit. My house is actually colder than it is outside because I don't have any sort of heat. I don't have a heat source. I have a little air conditioning thing majig in my room, but it doesn't heat anything up. It just blows out cool air. So it's good in the summer, but right now it isn't any help. Last night I had to sleep in some sweatpants and a hoodie to keep warm because it was damn cold. I do enjoy the cold, but not when I can't get warm. You know what I mean? I like the cold. I like wearing cold weather clothes. I love sweaters, but this was not doing it for me. So, that's how my last 2 days have been. So not that bad. It hasn't been that bad. It's not that bad at all. I would like to dedicate this week's episode to Breakaway pants because I've never owned any Breakaway pants and I would really like some. So if you know of anyone who has any, or if you would like to buy me some Breakaway pants, that would be swell. Let's get this started. I know what you're thinking. I titled this podcast Sports Clips is Cancer. And that's kind of harsh. I know. That's not how I truly feel. I mean, I could care less. And yes, I meant I could care less. On the level of caring, on the scale of caring, I could be lower, but I've chosen to care a little bit more for this podcast. Before I start, I want to preface this by saying that this is satire. I don't actually wholeheartedly feel this way. I kind of do. I kind of don't. This is it's satire, Don't get your heavily baby powdered boxer briefs in a bunch, or panties, or whatever you wear under your clothes. I don't care what you're wearing under your clothes. I couldn't care less. I can't go lower in the scale of caring about what you wear under your clothes because my level of caring is at its lowest. Just know that I don't truly think that Sports Clips is comparable to cancer. I just said that for effect. All right, let's get started. You see, last week I needed to go to Trader Joe's because I needed some food because I was running low on food supplies. So I got in touch with a colleague, a friend of mine who I work with, and he needed to go to Trader Joe's as well. So he willingly gave me a ride to Trader Joe's. And on our way to Trader Joe's, I looked out the window and I saw a Sports Clips. And on the entrance to the Sports Clips, on the door, it said sports on TV everywhere. And I thought, so? Who cares? Why should I care about that? Why do I care that you have sports everywhere? I just want a good haircut. Why is that your selling point? I can't imagine that this is what was in the original pitch for this barbershop chain. Sports on TV everywhere. The thing that immediately came to my mind was that this barbershop was either meant for adult men who were very self-conscious about the fact that they're not living up to society standards of masculinity and or adolescent boys. I mean, who else would this be for? I mean, you can see sports on TV at pretty much any barbershop. They're not bringing anything new to the table. You see, from how they advertise themselves, it's a manly barbershop. But what barbershop isn't manly? I thought the difference between a barbershop and a salon was that the clientele was predominantly male at a barbershop and vice versa. Is getting a haircut that detrimental to your masculinity? That you have that the promise of sports on TV everywhere is like your saving grace. That's the only reason you're gonna go to a barbershop because they have sports on TV everywhere. And that's when I thought, yes, it is. Which brought me to what I like to call the Samson complex. I've trademarked this, so if you use this, I will sue the hell out of you. All right? And the Samson complex states that every man must get his haircut in a manly place, or else his power is taken from him. If you don't get your haircut at Sports Clips, you're no longer an alpha male. I mean, you might as well be a woman. Not that being a woman is bad. I mean, probably being a woman is probably a great thing. I'm glad I'm a man. There's some issues that I really that women deal with that I really don't want to deal with. So I'm glad I'm a man. So there's nothing wrong with being a woman. But Sports Clips is a safe place for manly men who are in dire need of an obnoxiously manly environment to get their haircut. I'm using air quotes when I say manly. Frankly, you're not a man if you don't get your haircut at Sports Clips. I mean, they have sports on TV everywhere. What are you doing? Get your butt over there. On a different note, I was on YouTube the other day, and I was watching this video, and at the side of this video, how they have the recommended videos. On top of that was this ad. It was just this picture. And on this picture, it said, this picture said, Florida police departments urge residents to carry this with them at all times. And on this picture, it was clearly a lightsaber. I should know, I was into Star Wars since I was a little kid. I had an Obi-Wan lightsaber. I know what a lightsaber looks like, all right? And I was looking at this picture, and it looked like a lightsaber. And I thought, it was very interesting to me, and so I wanted to click it. I didn't because I didn't want a virus on my computer because that's what I thought it would do, or just like spam random windows. So I didn't want to deal with all that, so I didn't click the video. But that's something I just wanted to bring up real quickly. Anyway, hey, Sports Clips, maybe they're cheap, so I looked up the prices there. And you know what? I pay just as much or less for a haircut anywhere else I would go than I would at Sports Clips. What makes them so special? People obviously don't go there for the low prices. And so now I desperately need to know what makes Sports Clips so special. I guess they do provide the MVP experience as advertised on their website. I'm not sure what that means. What the MVP experience means. I think they wash your hair, they wash and shampoo your hair, and then they shave your beard. I don't have a beard, so I won't be getting that experience. Also on their website, it just has, every barber, I guess, or every salon artist is a woman, is a very attractive woman. So I guess, that's what they're advertising as well, that every person, every lady who works at their barbershop is very attractive. Which, I don't know if that is true or not. I've never been to a Sports Clips. I will say that up front. I've never been to a Sports Clips, but apparently everyone who works there is beautiful. So, but that can't be it though. That can't be it. They seem not to be bringing anything of real value to the table. They're just sports themed. Who cares? I don't even know why this bothers me so much. It shouldn't matter, but right now it's life or death. Maybe not to that extreme, but you know what I mean. If you go to Sports Clips, I don't care. It's okay if you like it. Just know that I don't, even though I've never been to one. Which brings me to my next topic, which is that I always go to Black-owned barbershops. Not because I'm against white people cutting my hair. I've just never had a white person cut my hair before. Ever since I was a baby, I had my hair cut by the same person until I left for college. And even then, I purposefully looked for black owned barbershops. And it wasn't until recently I went to a barbershop and had a white guy cut my hair. He was the only person there. I mean, he wasn't the only person there. He was the only guy available, and I was a walk-in. So I just got my hair cut by him. And you know what? It wasn't that bad. He actually gave me a pretty good haircut, and it was a great experience. His name is Andre. I would go to him again. It was great. Thank you, Andre, if you're listening to this. I guess I don't know a whole lot about the salon barbershop business, or whether or not it takes different skills to cut a different race's hair. I mean, is that racist of me? I don't believe so. Do black people go to sports clips? I feel like they don't. But I mean, I guess sports clips probably gets the occasional one. But I just feel like they would mess my hair up. Like push my hairline back or something. Do they know what an edge up is? Is that a universal thing? There's so many questions to ask. Maybe I'll go into a sports clips one day. You'll never know. Maybe I won't. Maybe I will. Maybe it depends. It all depends on how I'm feeling at a certain time. And if I'm in a certain place in my life, maybe I'll go into a sports clips. Right now, no. Maybe some other day. I don't know who I'm going to be in 5 years. Maybe I'm going to be the sports clips type of guy. You just never know. Life is full of surprises. Can we also talk about this Donald Trump Golden Globes thing, this is really, this is very silly. We have a grown man who he's going to be the president of the United States and he can't take criticism. People criticize him and he wants to get on the defensive about it. Just breathe, man. Take a moment. Do what I do sometimes, go onto any platform. My main platform is Facebook. I don't tweet all that much, and just, type up what you're going to say, It's like thinking before you speak. Just type up what you're going to say and then think about it. Sit on it. Don't post it yet. Just sit on it. And then after a while, you're going to see that it's really stupid and pointless, and you just delete the whole thing because really, what's the point? What is that going to change? If someone's making fun of you, Donald Trump, if you're listening to this right now, get over it, man. Be the bigger man, Don't pay them any attention. But maybe that's hard for him to do. Maybe he was bullied a lot when he was a kid and he didn't have that platform to respond. So now he has that platform to respond and he's abusing it. Frankly, in my opinion, he's abusing it and he's just a child. It's just so childish. Someone criticizes what you've done and now they're overrated. Get over it, man. That's all I wanted. That's all I really wanted to talk about today. This was the Most Best podcast with Miles Phillips. I didn't even watch the Golden Globes. I was at work, but that was in my mind today because it was all over Facebook. So I decided I wanted to say something about it because it's really silly. It's very silly. But this was the Most Best podcast with Miles Phillips. That's me. You can follow me on Facebook at Most Best Podcast. Where else am I? I'm on YouTube, the Most Best Player. Actually, scratch that. On Facebook, I'm Most Best Player. On YouTube, it's also Most Best Player. So just go to those two platforms. I'm on there. I'm currently not on Twitter or Instagram. I'm there on my personal name. You can find me there. I haven't made a Most Best Player Instagram or Twitter yet. I probably should do that if I want to stay relevant in this day and age. So, I should get on that, but I'm just lazy as hell. So maybe I won't. Maybe I won't do it until next week. Maybe I'll do it right now. You'll never know. I'm a wild card. Thanks for listening. Most Best Podcast out.